Hayi phakamani nabanye abantwana phakamani. Thank you. Miss Inga.
Wow. Thank you very much for this welcome. I had the opportunity for a couple of times already to listen to the musical talent in this province, and I'm impressed by your talent as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. First of all, thank you for the invitation. Thank you to the Department of Education. Honorable MEC Fundile Gade, Ward Councillor, officials from the Department of Education, officials from the Office of the Premier, ladies and gentlemen, principals of various schools I see here, and dear learners. It's actually a public holiday in Germany today, and I was supposed to be enjoying my day off today. But when I got this invitation, I did not have to think twice to accept this invitation, because it was such a beautiful idea, and I'm sure that the students in Lower Saxony did not have a ceremony like this after completing their youth conferences. It's a wonderful idea, and I will definitely report back to Lower Saxony about this event. As Mr. Maglulu said, the twinning agreement between Lower Saxony and the Eastern Cape has been in place for almost 30 years now, and I have the honor to represent the state of Lower Saxony at the moment in the province. I'm here based in East London, so it's very easy to reach out to me if you have wonderful project ideas. I'm here to assist with all the different bilateral relations and projects in various areas. So we also not only do education and schools trainings, we also have projects in health, for example, in community safety. So it's a very broad area of cooperation that we cover. But of course, now today we are here to celebrate the achievements of the International Youth Conference. And on behalf of the federal state of Lower Saxony, I would like to thank the learners from Greenpoint Secondary School to have participated in the event, for their contributions. And I was told, I wasn't part of the event myself, but I was told it was a huge success, and that led to consecutive conferences as well. And you, with your input and contributions, took part and made a part of making it a success. So thank you very much for your contributions. And I think maybe in that conference you had the opportunity to exchange views with young people from all the other partner regions and also from Germany. So you are aware that youth in Germany is very concerned about climate change and global warming. It's actually one of the biggest challenges they think that threatens life all over the planet. And we also have to consider we all want economic growth. We all want a decent life for everyone, but we have to do that within the limits that our planet gives us. So we must find different solutions to enable people to participate in economic growth. And young people in Germany are quite serious about it. They've even taken to the streets. They've arranging Fridays for Future, which is marches. They're going on the streets and telling the older generations, you are not doing enough. You are too you are not, you must do more bolder steps to really protect our planet and to, to make sure that we still have economic growth and live on a planet that is worthwhile living for everyone. So I think they were very happy to see that they have friends on the other side of the globe who also care about global warming and those questions, so they don't feel alone. And so I'm very happy that I heard today that people from the school also participated in the second youth conference 2 weeks ago, and that there will be another one in October. So you are most welcome to participate then and continue the dialogue that has just begun with the first conference in October last year. And as I see so many other schools and also primary schools here, I also would like to use this as an opportunity for advertisement. We do also support school twinnings, which is a much closer relationship between two schools, one school from Lower Saxony and one school from the Eastern Cape. And then you are not only meeting in youth conferences, you can pick various projects you are interested in, and then you work on them together. You can even travel and visit each other. You can exchange on various projects and topics you are interested in, and you make friends with pupils from the other side of the planet. And this is supported by our two governments, and there is already a school partnership between primary schools in place. I'm sure the principal from that primary school would also advise and share his experiences and what kind of benefits this has brought to his particular school. And I would be happy to see that this multiplies and this opportunity will reach more learners from the Eastern Cape. So I am here. You can reach out to me if you're interested. My colleagues from the Office of the Premier will also be happy to help and guide you and find a partner school from Lower Saxony. It's not a big obstacle. It's very easy actually to get that. So thank you very much again for the invitation. It's a beautiful event, for this beautiful ceremony, and for the opportunity to speak to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Inga. Can we once more give Inga a big round of applause? Thank you very much. I think Inga has actually succinctly given the topical issue that was translated by these learners who participated in this international event, and also the spin-offs of participation globally, what they've actually benefited in terms of sharing the best practices within their local environment with the rest of the other learners in the continent. And we really appreciate that. But someone else at the end or the conclusion of this program will extend a word of gratitude to Lower Saxony and also to the MSA of the province in terms of embracing this partnership going forward. We will hear from the horse's mouth when the learner is actually showcasing and responding in terms of what it felt like when they actually participated in this rewarding experience globally when they interacted with the rest of other counterparts throughout the world. We are moving nicely with our program. I am now going to call upon the principal of the school, Greenpoint, Mr. Martin, as he ascends the stage. Can I also call the choir to render one item? Both of them and the SGB, obviously, they will be joined in these musical items that we are going to be singing. Mamu Mafu, principal. Sonke, sonke. Let's all stand up. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director, Mr. Mabete. To our Honorable MEC, Mr. Gade, the Office of the Premier that is represented today, Inge from Lower Saxony, Germany, the representative there, our Councillor, SGB Chairperson in front, all the officials from head office, officials from the district office, parents, principals, learners, colleagues that are here, a very warm, and everyone else, a very warm welcome and a very good morning. It is still morning. Yes, it is still morning. A very good morning to all of you. Now, I just want to start by saying that it is not only Greenpoint that is celebrated today, or the achievements of learners from Greenpoint, because all these learners from Greenpoint were once learners from Buffalo Flats, learners from Cranberry, learners from New Generation, and from all the other schools. So this is in fact a celebration for the whole district today, because they are not only Greenpoint learners, but they belong to BCM and into this province of the Eastern Cape. Now, it is a huge honor for me to stand here this morning and just to give you a little idea of why we are gathered here today and how extremely proud we are of the learners and their achievements last year. And may I just add that this program and the twinning with Lower Saxony in Germany is not a once-off event, it is an ongoing thing as well. Now, last year, we received a call from head office that two schools have been selected from the Eastern Cape, the one in Ngobo and Greenpoint. One thing about Greenpoint learners, when the call came to prepare for this youth conference, they took it on and they went in boots all, everything, enthusiastic, and they did their research. There were 4 of them, Figo, Tanil, Cameron, and Emihle. I remember when it came to the conference itself, they were so well prepared, and I read the material that they have prepared, and it was about global warming and the impact it has on our communities, the countries, the globe, and all over, and even at schools. And I was so impressed by the quality of their research. And I think it was alluded to before. When the conference took place, Greenpoint did the province proud. Not only were those learners debaters, they are very well spoken. Figo is not here today, he's at university. Emihle is at university. Tanil is also at university. It is only Cameron that is doing a bridging course, and Cameron even as the head boy of last year. Now, these good learners and what they have come from our primary schools, and I'm extremely proud of what the primary schools are sending to Greenpoint. Well done to you guys. Can I just ask something from the Greenpoint learners that are here? Just raise your hands quickly. I just want an indication. I only brought 50 learners with. Who came from Buffalo Flats from the learners currently at Greenpoint? Just put your hands up. Who came from Cranberry? Who came from New Generation? There we go, Esperanza. So to all those principals, I'm just trying to see, can you see the variety? So they all come together at Greenpoint, and it is because of your good work in the primary schools that we can actually achieve the successes that we do achieve at Greenpoint. Now to the Honorable MEC and the head office, I would like to say thank you guys. You know, we are busy here, and the MEC mentioned it this morning at our briefing, that so many of our learners and our citizens have become so dependent on what the state can give them. And as the education department, and they are all represented here, we do afford learners the opportunity to excel. You know, it will not be sustainable at the end of the day to have more people just waiting for social grants, more people just depending on government, more people. So you, the learners, are the ones, and I spoke to them at school about it the day before yesterday. You have to break that cycle where no one goes to university, where the poverty is in the whole family, and you have the opportunity to break that cycle. The opportunities are there for you. These are examples of these three, what they have achieved. They're at university, they're excelling. In our time, maybe the opportunities were not there, but you have all the opportunity. Nothing can stand in your way. The world is your oyster, you can achieve anything. And may this be an example to all the learners sitting here, that you can achieve anything you want. These learners are excelling, you can excel one day. Let us not just sit back and look at the negative things. Yes, our schools have negative things happening, and we need not focus on that all the time. Today is a day where positive and good things come from our schools. I know the media is quick there when there's problems, negative publicity, social media is there to show whatever, but we need to celebrate the good things also that happen in our schools and in our communities. And I would like to thank the organizers and the head office, whoever was involved for this and for celebrating it in this manner. I know we're rushing against time. I don't want to be long. Those three learners have what I now call become global citizens. You know, we are all from Buffalo Flats, Fynbos, Spunzana, Gompo, we are from around here, but we need to expand our minds and to think. It is not only about us here in East London or Buffalo City, there's a bigger world out there. So they have become global citizens and they are participating in global events. Now, just to take this global involvement of them further, this year, 2 weeks ago, we had another session besides the youth conference of last year that dealt with global warming. This year, the topic changed and the workshop they had, and I think those three learners, we have different ones now, they are here in the room, our three debaters. They took part in a discussion concerning what do you do at school to reduce your carbon footprint? What do you do in your little community where you stay to make sure global warming does not have that impact? I see Lisa there smiling, she was one of them. So once again, I had the opportunity, it was also via Zoom, and I had the opportunity to go in.
participate actively such that they are able to actually showcase us as the district, the province, and the school in terms of within this global platform. Thank you very much for that. We are now going to call upon the sister unions just briefly to convey their message of support. I will call upon Ms. Apollos. Usatu is here. If not, I think you will just represent the message from all sister unions. So, but unfortunately, I will not provide him with that opportunity. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. MEC, all protocol observed. Because I see primary school learners here, you know, teachers, we always want to have a teaching session. So I just want to say, why are unions always invited to these events? In very short, unions fight for the rights of children and educators. But fortunately, in this province, unions don't have to fight because we can see that the the department is supporting teachers in all their endeavors, supporting the growth of teachers, and we want to salute Eastern Cape government for doing this. And then, wow, what an achievement. Before COVID, we knew nothing of virtual conferences. How was it? I'm sure the learner will tell us, how was it to talk to international students? We also, as teachers before COVID, we knew nothing about Zoom meetings. There was, but we knew nothing of it. We didn't know anything about Teams meetings. But now, must I say, because of COVID, now everyone basically know we are teaching on Zoom. Sometimes if it has to. We are attending conferences, international conferences. Last year I had the opportunity to attend a women's conference, an international women's conference. And I was sitting in my house, in my study, talking to people overseas, talking to Europeans overseas, and I was so proud that I could relate to people overseas, and I'm sure the learners felt the same way, to communicate with learners, to communicate with people overseas because of this platform. That was just an extra to what I wanted to say. But on behalf of the unions, NEPTOSA, SAHAU, SATU, and all the other unions, we would like to congratulate the recipients of these awards. Your hard work is commendable. And why are you doing this? Because education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. They say learning is a treasure that will follow its owners everywhere. Somebody also once said that learn as much as you can while you are young, since life becomes too busy later. And opportunities don't happen, you create them. And that's exactly what Greenpoint and the department did. Greenpoint, you are making Buffalo Flats proud. You are making Parkside, Pefferville, and all this Majumbozi, Compotown, you're making that areas proud. You make East London proud. You make the whole Eastern Cape proud. So keep it up. Thank you very much to also the teachers, the principal, and the parents for supporting these learners all the way. So, on behalf of the unions again, we salute you, learners, teachers, principals, and parents. Thank you very much.
Niyasiqhwabela ngondiniyekile ke ayongxaki. Thank you very much, Mrs. Apollos, for your message of support on behalf of the 2 teacher unions or 3 teacher unions that we are partnering with in the district. Now I am going to call upon the chairperson of the school governing body, Mrs. Jenica, to actually come forward and make her own input on behalf of the SCB of the school. Ms. Jennifer.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, all protocols observed, good morning to all. Please allow me to express my gratitude for your presence here today. On behalf of the SGB, it is with great pleasure that we extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. We gather here in the remarkable surroundings of Greenpoint, a school renowned for its commitment to excellence. And we take immense pride in our association with this esteemed program. We are profoundly honored to have been chosen as one of the selected schools to participate in this program. The significance of sustainability and global warming cannot be overstated, particularly when it comes to imparting this knowledge to our children. It is through their understanding and empowerment that we strive to sustain our precious earth. We deeply value the partnerships formed thus far, and we express our sincere appreciation for the collaborative efforts. It is these connections that we sincerely hope to cultivate and nurture these connections for the foreseeable future. At Greenpoint Secondary School, we are more than just an educational institution. We are a community that firmly believes in forging a bright future for our students. Thank you once again for gracing us with your presence. Let us embark on this journey together, fostering a sense of environmental responsibility and equipping our learners with the tools they need to thrive. In closing, let us remember that the pursuit of excellence is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. Together, let us embrace this journey, driven by the belief that our collective potential knows no bounds. Thank you.
The pursuit of excellence is not just an event, but it's a lifelong journey. Nibambile bafundi? Thank you very much. Can I then call upon a soloist from Kakamba to usher in one of the ambassadors? We are going to hear it from the horse's mouth, but how did he actually feel in terms of participating in this global event? A soloist will usher in Mr. Vetboy to come forward and share his experiences in terms of participating in this program. How do you actually take it out? But why don't you stand? I'm trying to instead of take it.
Unkulunkulu uJehova wenyukile ngokukhala kwecilango, ngokukhala kwecilango, ngokukhala kwecilango, uJehova wenyukile ngokukhala kwecilango, ngokukhala kwecilango, ngokukhala kwecilango, uJehova wenyukile ngokukhala kwecilango. uNkulunkulu wenyukile, wenyukile ngokuhlokoma. uNkulunkulu wenyukile, wenyukile ngokuhlokoma.
That learner was participating in the district Saske eliminations over last week. Oh, well done, Mntanam, masimqhubeni wakhona. Over to you, Butch.
Warm greetings. It's an honor being at the award ceremony, and I definitely love to congratulate each and every one of the learners who participated in the International Youth Conference. Not only did we represent our schools, not only did we represent the Eastern Cape, but we definitely represented the whole of South Africa. It's such a colossal event. We were very excited when we heard we would participate at a conference with international students. Now, just imagine you being told you're going up against someone from America. I don't know how you guys would feel, but that definitely brought me to my last nerve. Because, I mean, you're going up against someone, you're speaking, you're sharing ideas, you're sharing views with someone that's basically from a first world country. And here we are from a third world country. Not only from South Africa, but at the Eastern Cape. But it's the nervous moments that lights up that fire inside ourselves as beings. And that's one of the reasons that I fairly think we performed exceptional, despite the fact that we were phenomenal speakers. Having to interact with people from different parts of the world made us realize that we are very unique and we are a very diverse country. And I'll tell you why. But firstly, I would love to direct this towards the learners and elaborate on a point. There were two guys spoke. A man said, I would never ever waste my time playing lotto because that's fairly, because I never win. And the guy responded, it's just a matter of trying your luck. And the man asked, have you perhaps ever won? And the guy responded, yes, a couple of times, you know. And the same man asked, so how come you never win? The guy responded and said, well, that's because I never bought a lottery ticket. So that fairly means the moral is that we can never expect great results when we never attempt. We can never expect something good when we never put in the work, because why would we rather expect something when we don't put in the work? So it's always about a matter of results. But what are you going to do towards achieving those results? I mean, if you put in the work, if you put in the time, if you put in the effort, all those blood, sweat, and tears would pay off, because it's the hard work that you put in. We are a diverse country because we stood out regardless of the fact that we were a third world country. We went up against people that were from a first world country. Not many people have the privilege to even speak to other people from different parts of the world. There is no limit to success. You can only limit yourself from success. You know? The grass isn't always green on the other side, but it's there when you water it. It's there when you make the best out of the situations. It's there when you make the best out of what you actually want to become. And your background doesn't define who you are. You can only make the best of it. You can only put in the work. You can only make a better opportunity of what you ever have. You only make that opportunity for yourself. You don't wait for that opportunity, but you rather make that opportunity. I'm encouraging each and every one of us to never give up, regardless of our situation. Many times we feel like we want to give up. Many times we feel like we can't do it no more, but it's the moment when we give up. That's the moment we are actually about to achieve greater things beyond our knowledge, you know? And I'd love to conclude my speech off by saying, thank you for each and every one that supported us. Thank you for each and everybody that believed in us. Our schools for choosing us, the district for choosing the 2 schools from the Eastern Cape. I thank each and every one of you. The sky is not the limit when there are footsteps on the moon. Thank you.
Masiphinde simqhabele uMr Witbooi kakhulu. Utsho ke uthi the sky should never be a limit. You know what a frog is? Do you know what a frog is? There's a story that says a frog once reached a summit of a tree. Can a frog jump into a summit of a tree? Sorry? Yes or no? A frog once reached a summit of a tree. I just want to contextualize and put into perspective what he just said. That never ever give up. This frog jumped and jumped and jumped and reached the summit of a tree. When everybody else was shouting, discouraging this frog, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's impossible, it cannot be done. Not knowing that the frog was actually deaf. And when the frog saw almost everyone cheering, he actually thought that they were actually cheering him to actually push through up until he reached. Because he was actually deaf, he never heard exactly what they were actually saying. So you just have to turn a blind eye to almost anything else in life that is actually negative. So thank you very much, Ambassador. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for representing us, the school, the district, the province, and the country. And you actually grabbed this opportunity with both hands. Because these kind of opportunities, which are life-changing, are not always coming to almost each and every one. Thank you very much. Colleagues, we are now reaching towards the summit of this program. We are going to be calling upon the MEC to actually render her address to us. And can I then request you to actually stand up, nenze udlwabo lengoma enkulu enizawuthi nomkele ngayo umphathiswa as he is about to address us. Over to you, choir. That will be your last item. Thank you. Can we all, thank you. Can we all stand up as we welcome the MEC on stage?
Can we be seated? Thanks. Program Director, the representative from Lower Saxony, Inga, the councillor from Buffalo City, the officials of the Department of Education, both at the level of the head office and also at the level of the district, the parents of the anointed amongst many, the chairperson of the SGBs that are here, and the chairperson of the affected institution of learning, Greenpoint, the staff, principal, deputy principal, and other principals that are here, our important guests today in the form of learners from various schools and various institutions of learning that has been gathered here today. We don't intend to keep you long here. It's quite a chilly day today. But we just wanted to appreciate the efforts done individually and collectively by all of us in ensuring that we change the outlook of this important province of ours. Today I am reminded, District Director, that indeed we are standing on the shoulders of the giants. It's not an accident of history that you have represented us as Greenpoint in the international stage. It's not an accident. You are a generation of those that have represented this country, that have represented the entire continent. There was a stage in the international platforms of this global village, when the president of this country, President Nelson Mandela and President Mbeki, have not spoken in that meeting. Even if the meeting is almost about 3 hours started, but if those two have not spoken, the meeting have not yet started. I'm saying even if that meeting has been ongoing for almost 3 to 4 hours, but if those two have not spoken in that meeting is regarded as they have not yet started. Precisely because of the level of intellect, the level of genuinity, the level of honesty, and the level of boldness in dealing with issues that confronts this world head on. So I'm saying it's not an accident, Program Director, that Greenpoint has again re-emerged and give hope to the province and the people of this province that indeed we are a province of the legends. There's been a discussion in other platforms whether can we multiply the giants I'm talking about. And I can safely say today that question has been answered. There's been a serious discussion in this country whether indeed the province of the Eastern Cape can boldly say, can it remains with the status of letter entry for the generations to come? And I'm then saying that question has been answered today. So there is no doubt about that. Colleagues, indeed, difficulties break some, but equally difficulties make some. They usually say difficulties provides everlasting solutions. We must then welcome sometimes difficulties in our own lives because they open up our eyes. Nobody has ever thought that under the current environment that we operate as a province, we can be a beacon of hope on a range of issues that does not just affect this province, but affect the country in general. As I'm standing here before you, in the recent 3 to 4 days coming, we will be awarding the performing schools and the performing teachers of this province for the good that they have done for the people of this province. Because remember, to us, education is not just an instrument, nor an academic kind of a posture that individual goes around and claim having PhDs and claim having master's degrees and honors. To us, it defines who we are. That's why we regard education as Africans as a heritage. Because it opens up opportunities in various families. It creates hope to some families. Uba mhlawumbi ke zange ke kutshiwo kuwe uyawuyiva ngenye imini xa athi umzali wakho ndingafundanga nje ndakubasa kodwa abantwana bami esikolweni. And it's for that reason that sometimes you'll find une responsibility that goes beyond your boundaries as a learned person in your family. Kuba kukholelwa into kubana njengoba ufundile nje funeka ukwazi ukwenza ngcono ikhaya lakho lifane namanye amakhaya. So it's for that reason that I'm appreciating this contribution, Principal. Indeed, you have given us an airtime. Indeed, you have given us a breathing space. And indeed, you have given us an opportunity to learn more in the diverse nature of who we are. But one lesson that all of us must take back home today is that as South Africans, We are a nation whose history is a history of unresolved issues. So we must be patient to each other. We must accept our diversity. We must accept our ability to change the landscape in the province. And we must accept that the weaknesses of the past must be opportunities of tomorrow. Asizukwazi ukuhlala kwingxaki zangezolo. Ingxaki zangezolo funeka zibe sisifundo kuthi, zibe sisifundo kwabazayo. As I was given some few lessons about on how these three has mastered the art and skill of dealing DD with SD9 and SD13. Those are very heavy topics. Those are very heavy. Sustainable Development Goal number 9 and Sustainable Goal number 13. Worldwide topics, which cannot be answered, by the way, by some that are doing PhDs in some universities. So it's quite a very huge, very scientific, complex subject that must be taken with high regards and high esteem by those that have been dealing with it, and a special appreciation to the teachers that has been able to harness, massage, and nurture the skill of those kids that have been able to put the province into a better pedestal. But I cannot forget, Inga, to appreciate the partnership that we have with Lower Saxony. The Germans have been kind to us. They have got cars here that they are manufacturing. I don't want to open up another discussion. I will open up another discussion another day. Whether are we able, DD, to tap on the skill of the automotive in our own shore from a curriculum point of view? That's not your responsibility. That's the responsibility for those that have accepted to lead this department. Ubana ngaba sine Mrs. Dispense in almost 67 years here manufacturing those cars. What has the country learned out of that? What if tomorrow that company can migrate out of the province? What would happen? So I'm saying, at a strategic level of thinking, we must be able to say, how do we build our country in a manner that is sustainable enough for the 100 years to come? And how do we master the art and skill of ensuring that the pockets of excellence we have can be sustained for the generations to come? Ayikho enye indawo yenza Mercedes-Benz up in South Africa except this one. And I'm then saying, is it because abanayo i-automotive bona in various provinces that the automotive is not central in the curriculum of this country? It may be irritating what I'm saying, but I'm saying we must learn, learn, and learn. so that we are able to say, le isinayo into ingasincedisa kanjani. Ndibukele DD, in the recent past, my leader, my council, abantu musi are quite diplomatic, quite sometimes strange. Ndibukele in the recent years, ihlabathi livumelana into bana ubutyebi behlabathi bukwiinto ezimbini. Busentsangweni, buselwandle. You know what made me to laugh? Is when abantu abanamachibi befuna usifundisa ngamalwandle. Nabantu abangenantsangu befuna usifundisa ngentsangu. Because lento iqala apha ekucingeni igqibele ngeaction. And I'm then saying, if worldwide cannabis is a critical component of economic development, where do you get cannabis in this country? You only get it in the Eastern Cape. And therefore I'm saying, we just need to find solve for X here. Make sure that we master the art and skill of learning more on what we possess and have than to imitate things that we do not have. Sibhizi sizama uzenza abantu esingasoze sibe ngabo at no point. So I'm saying kuzofuneka sijonge ke Lord. One of the things that I think we must take home at DD, into kokuba these kids have been able to show and demonstrate the capacity of the institutions of learning of the province. It's for that reason that I would want to, without wasting your time, DD, to appreciate the family of the tree. And in appreciating the family of the tree, request them to accept our gesture. That we may have not done it yesterday, but we ought to do it now. It may have fallen within the cracks of our minds, but this event has reminded us. We stand before you now as government to give you, as families, your kids, a bursary of 100,000 each of them for the duration of the courses that they are engaged in any university within the country. That's the contribution that we can make so as to motivate others that are coming. Emnye pha ngonyaka uzosebenzisa 100,000. Up until they complete their faculties. Secondly, we will want to offer them these devices, the Chromes and the laptops, so that they can be able also to do their own work, assisted without getting deeper into the pockets of their own families. Lastly, we will request you, DD, to give us a period of about 14 days or less. We have instructed a designer to design blazers for them with national colors. In a space of 10 to 14 days, those blazers will be handed over to the principal so that the principal hand over to the families concerned. And would want to commit that we are not going to take our eyes off from them and even others that have made them to be what they are. Kudla ngothiwa ke esiXhoseni ndibonise iitshomi zakho ndizotsho ndikwazi bongubani. If I know your friends who they are, I will know you. So that's why I'm then saying, more than the ones that are given gestures here, let's appreciate their colleagues and friends that directly and indirectly have contributed to their own lives. Ubangaba ndibheka emgqomeni funeka uyazi bukhona umuntu one-contribution kulaa nto. Ubana ngaba ndiyaphumelela ebomini funeka uyazi uba beyond myself ukhona umuntu ongunobangela walaa nto. So in life, life is so dynamic. Life is an equalizer. Awukwazi uphumelela wedwa ebomini without the contribution of others. Awukwazi kuyongena emngxunyeni ebomini without again the contribution of others. Whether you fall into a demise or you succeed in life, there is indirect and direct contribution of those around you. So that's why I'm then saying to you, choose friends properly and wisely. Choose friends wisely because friends determine your destination. They determine indirectly and directly your destination. You may not agree with me today, but I'm telling you with experience. They've got a direct influence on how you think, how you behave, how you conduct yourself. Sibulela kakhulu ke ngakumbi to the Council of Buffalo City for having been sharing this platform with us, and also hoping that we are going to assist each other from time to time, build a wall-to-wall kind of governance with skills required, and formulate a basic education that has got an ability to respond to the problems of those that are walking on the streets. Umsebenzi, ndidla ngokutsho my counsel, umsebenzi wale department ayikokugqiba syllabus, ayikokubhala controlled tests, ayikokufumana i-report eno-level 7s. That's not the task of this department. The task of this department that we must all answer is whether are we building a responsible citizenry out of you. Because you may get level 7s only to find that we are preparing a nation yamaphara. But learned paras. So hence I'm saying, beyond the completion of syllabus, curriculum, are we able to see the crisis that we have? Yabantu abafunde kakhulu abangogqirha ababala izidumbu surgery. Why? Because uske akabe na 400 rand a consultation. Are we able to see that beyond the academic life, there is humanity that must be installed on us? Phambi koba ube yile nto uyiyo qala ube ngumuntu. Bangumntu qala. Wawugqiba ke ngoku ube yile nto ofuna uba yiyo. Ngamanye amagama, ubuntu kukwazi into kokuba noko akunode kuyolahla ukutya ezinjeni kukho ukutya okungekhoyo apha ebumelwaneni. Kukwazi into yokuba njengoba ndingugqirha, le mali andizayibhatalwa yile patient must come after I have saved the life. Because ayizunceda nganto into yobana ndibe nesikhwama esigcwele imali, kanti esi sikhwama sigcwele imali siyalingana nale queue yaba bantu baphuma apha bengqengqeshwe ngemiqolo. Why? Because I could not save their lives. Because my preoccupation is making profit out of their lives. So I'm then saying, every day you prepare yourself to go to school, you must be able to say, I am preparing myself to save my family and to save all those that have been disadvantaged for one reason or another. Ingaba xa kutshona ilanga, uqala ekuseni uyotshona kwelanga, ndincede bani, ndimnceda ngantoni? Ufundiselwa loo nto. Ufundisela uphendula lo mbuzo ba nje bakuphela itshona ilanga nje namhlanje, ngubani umuntu onokhume uthi uncedwe ndim ke lo? Umncede entwenini? That's basically what learning is about. Within the learning process itself, there is culture involved. Dia contesta apa didi ndizohlala phansi. Uba ikhona indlela. Let's revisit our operations as basic education. You can't have that learner that was coming here and present a solo. And you don't have music as a critical subject in some of the institutions. You can't. Lanto ibonakalisa isakhono esikhoyo apha eprovincini. And ibonakalisa ubungozi ebuza kwenzeka in the next coming 20 years. Lento yokucinga into yokubana ukuphumelela kukupasa incwadi. And other facets of life are not important. Lamdana may not be a teacher, may not be a doctor, may not be a lawyer, but an artist. And I'm then saying, kuzafuneka ke ngoku sibe nendlela of going back to the drawing board. How did we lose music and arts as part of the curriculum development of our kids? And that question we must answer. Because not all of them are going to be academias. Some of them bazawuthatha icandelo lezakhono zabo, just like that lady that was here. So I'm saying, every day we must learn something out of our own presentations that we make. One hurdle as a province, as I'm sitting down, that we must learn from that learner that is here. Kutheni wonke umuntu ofuna uba yi-artist ebheke eRhawutini nje? Can't we respond to this? For the first time in the province, sine movie. uGqeberha. For the first time. And I'm then saying, it means sine potential yothatha ubutyebi balapha sibuse kwezinye provinces. Sawugqiba sibuye ngeDisemba sizothi tsotsololo apha sonke kungekho nto sinoyenza. Why? Because our province is impoverished. We must correct that. Let's build our own skill centers. Let's build our own arts centers. Let's build our music centers so that we develop the capacity of this province. This province is quite very rich in culture and traditions. Quite very rich. Just to prove a point, sinobethusile apho gqityo announced andithi kunjalo? Ngwaphi? Kwalapha eprovinceni. So I'm saying there is a need of trying to revamp the wheel and be able to say, how do we deal with these pockets of excellence that we have so that we can deal with anything that becomes an obstacle for us in moving forward. Otherwise, my appreciation for the work that has been done and for the work that is coming as well. Let's go and write the mid-year examinations and make sure that we all pass. But I can assure you, you are all going to pass. We have taken a decision, Titi, at the level of the CM, not this Friday, that Friday, in Cape Town, that we needed to just close gap in the current grade 12s. The current grade 12s have got a serious challenge that they do not know. These grade 12 TTs have never been in an examination room. They don't know that. These grade 12s currently are a product of trimmed curriculum. They are a product of controlled tests. They are going to only experience an examination room. Now, so what does that mean? It means they may end up not failing the paper, but not contending with the psycho and emotional conduct that is expected in a classroom environment. So kuzafuneka ke ngoku sibe nendlela yobalungisa beyond the content of what they read, psychologically. Because bayaqala ukuba ku-examination rooms zange babekhona. Bayi-product ye-COVID. I-COVID have taken them off, made them to do things that are differently from other grade 12s for the past 3 years. And hence I'm saying, kuzawubaluleka ke ngoku into yobana we get closer to them as subject advisors, we get closer to them as circuit managers, we get closer to them as education planners, we get closer to them as parents, we get closer to them also as individuals within communities that have already passed grade 12. So that abantwana babantu nabo bakwazi ufumana imfundo lebe beyinqanelwe. Enkosi kakhulu program director.
Masiphakameni, can we give umphathiswa a big round of applause? Thank you very much, Umphathiswa Siyabulela. Ndicinga uba you have given us, sit down, let us sit down. You have given us clear directives in terms of what we need to do in terms of nurturing this talent, in terms of curriculum diversification, such that we are able to actually accommodate this new talent that was actually unveiled here today. We are supposed to actually define the end product in terms of a responsible citizenry that is able to respond to the global phenomenon of sustainable development. Civilian participation, and I think we are going to action exactly as we have actually indicated. Thank you very much for your wisdom and your wise words that you have said with us. Obviously, the last person will be dealing with you for all thanks, and I think he will elaborate more. But whilst we are here communicating, I think let's go straight to the award ceremony, and therefore we will then call upon Mr. Nkenge once we are done to do a vote of thanks. But so can we just descend to the front with all the officials whom you are sitting with for the official awarding of these gifts to the recipients. Ndicela sihle mphathiswa sibheke phaizansi. Thank you. Thank you. Can I call forward? Oh. Eh? This one, MEC is awarded to Mr. Pakari, but I think the principal will receive it on his behalf for the educator who actually prepared these learners. Thank you. Are you connected? Mr. Nkenge, can you just come forward? We are running late. My father, yeah. Okay, so he pay me, eh? Like, no, it's fine. Thank. Aye, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Can we all be silent? After Mr. Nkenge, I will just request a communication or bells just to give an indication as to what is it that we are going to do in terms of the last item. The last item after the vote of thanks in terms of the team. Mr. Nkenge, straight to the point.
Thank you, Program Director. Thank you, District Director. Honorable MEC, the rep from Lower Saxony, Office of the Premier, Councillor, officials from head office, and the officials from the district, principals that are here, teachers, and learners, good afternoon. Let me from the onset thank the organizers of this function. They have done it very well. Let me also, on behalf of everybody here, thank the choirs for rendering such beautiful items, including our soloist, who took us by surprise. This, Honorable MEC, is an indication in which this whole function is held, because this is the season of music. And the choirs here in BCM are preparing to go to a provincial competition which is in Tata very soon. I wish to appreciate on behalf of everybody here the gestures just has been shown by the Office of the Honorable MEC. I hope our recipients of the various tokens and items are very much happy, and we really thank the MEC for that. I believe, as an official from the district, that these gestures and these tokens that have been given here are a motivation to every learner that is gathered here. As MEC has indicated, that this is not for the last time. But to me, I believe this will assist us in reducing crime and vandalism that is characterizing our schools in this area. We are seeing something that we never saw before, of our schools being vandalized in this area. And we had a debate that was saying, someone needs to do a research about these criminals. A research that Matlulo will check whether these criminals do have matric. Because we cannot have schools which are meant for learning being unable to render learning because everything has been ripped off, as it is the situation in our schools recently. In particular, the schools surrounding Greenpoint, your Alphandale, all this area, up to Pfefferville and John Pisika. So, I want to challenge again the scholars that are around here to do that research principles. We need to ask ourselves whether haven't we failed these learners? We need to ask ourselves such questions, whether haven't we failed these learners? Because when you see here is doing presentations which should further enhance these children with their education. Beyond basic education. Because as teachers at this level, our responsibility is to ensure that every learner that came face to face with us at least gets matric and is able to survive beyond matric. That's why we had a debate that was saying, can someone research whether haven't we failed these learners by not passing them to grade 12? Maybe these break-ins are by people who are looking for their certificates. And from breaking schools, they graduate to break houses. I still believe that occasions like these will reduce crime in our communities. We thank everybody who has spoken here, because every word was for encouraging to these young people from primary school up to high school. The words of motivation and every piece that was rendered here was aimed at building us to be better citizens tomorrow. We thank everybody for the contribution. No contribution was less here, District Director. You directed us properly, and everybody must be motivated, because we cannot afford not to produce responsible citizens, as it was said here properly. So, on behalf of the district, let me also thank everybody who managed to make this a success. We believe it will be a motivation to our schools and to the community around here. No one should take her participation and presence here as being small. Otherwise, everybody, in particular with the presentations to those families, will be conveyed to the learners that could not make it today. Otherwise, thank you, and wish you well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nkenke. Can we stand up as I announce benedictions, and then I will indicate the process going forward? Masifana mehlo, may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit rest and abide with us now and forevermore. Amen. Whilst we are remaining standing, can I then issue the following directives? We will usher out MEC and his entourage, followed by the parents and officials. All learners must remain seated. They are going to be served where they are. We are journeying back to the school at Greenpoint where the last item will be served. Parents and officers of the department will have to accompany the MEC and his entourage. Learners remain seated. That's where you're going to be served. Thank you very much.